Hi everyone and welcome to the video. This is from the BioIndustries series from the after the live stream was recorded. This is a small recording that I did just to show some of the changes that I made. It's basically just cleaning up some stuff, adding some trees into the block design, changing some of the power poles. Nothing super important. So if you want to skip ahead, there'll be a timestamp in the description to go ahead and start where I left off. Actually voice recording and doing stuff. So hope you enjoy. All right, thanks. Hello everyone and welcome back to the series. This is episode 3 of the BioIndustries modded version. You may notice that we are not doing a live stream today. That is because our live stream is not scheduled until Saturday at 2, our normal time, 2 o'clock Central Time. And I couldn't wait. I really wanted to play this map, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to also record this series just record it and not live stream it, obviously, so that we can kind of make progress on this when we're not live streaming. And not everyone can be there for the scheduled live stream, even though they're available later. Just basically once a week wasn't enough. 2 hours once a week is not very much time. It takes a long time to build stuff in this game, especially in the beginning. So where we left off, let's see, we had some biters that we aggroed. We killed some biters. We put down the first area that we're going to start smelting in, and also we started basically kind of highlighting the BioIndustries, like what it does. So it is a sustainable mod, a sustainability mod. So I can produce wood and wood pulp to use for other things. In the beginning, you can use it for fuel. Hey, that's Pepper. Yep, that's the cat. So anyway, you can use it for fuel in the beginning, and then you can start making more advanced things. You can make fertilizers, and you can also make liquid products. So you can make petroleum products. You can make lubrication, which you need for electric engines. You can make sulfuric acid, which you also need to create the more advanced processing units. Currently we can make green circuits, but we will need to make red circuits and also blue circuits, which are, it just gets progressively more and more complicated. So I think for the first thing, you know, when we first made this, we thought this was pretty cool, but the ratios in this game are what is important. So when you first start out and make games, you know, you start placing things down and you're like, well, I need, you know, one miner to make this science pack or whatever, and you just make like one to one for everything, maybe. But this game actually, if you want to be efficient, if you want to maximize output and input, you have to think about ratios. And this is 1 to 1 how we're setting it up, but unfortunately it's not right, because if I can make 50 seeds in 150 seconds, basically what I do is I look at the per second value. So to do some math here, you just take 50 seeds divided by 150 seconds. It's 0.33333. It's basically 1/3. But yeah, 0.333 seeds are made per second. So then, if we're making 0.3 per second, roughly, this guy, the next step in the process to make a seedling, is going to make 60 seedlings in 300 seconds. Let's come back to that, but let's look at how many seeds it takes, because that's important too. So this one basically takes 25 seeds per 300 seconds. Okay, so it's half the time, it's twice the amount of time as this process, and it takes half as much of this product. So this one makes 50 seeds in half the amount of time. So basically, if you do the math, I mean, you can actually do the math and say 25 divided by 300, and that is 0.083333 repeating. And what you can do is you can divide that first number, the 0.333, divided by 0.08333, and it actually comes out to 4. Yeah, did I do that right? So 0.333 divided by 0.08333, yeah, it's 4. So basically what that means is for every one of these seedling producing bio-nurseries, I could have 4 of these bio-nurseries creating the sap, that's making seeds. This one makes the seedlings. So I could have 4 of these units for every one of these. And we'll have to kind of design it so that it works, but we'll get to that later. So now we know what the ratio is going to be. It's one of these makes 4 of these. Now we have to look at the output of this. So the output of the bio-nursery to make seedlings with this recipe with the ash involved is going to take 25 seeds. So we've calculated the input. We don't really worry about ash and water. Water is going to be in excess. Ash should probably be in excess too. And we'll make that later. So 300 seconds, so 60 seedlings divided by 300 seconds, that gives us 0.2. Alright, so what that means is we're making 0.2 seedlings per second per bio-nursery, right? Because we're going to have 4 of these, and we're going to say all their inputs are full at that time, so we are going to make 4 times 0.02, or sorry, 0.2. So 0.2 times 4 is just 0.8. So if we have the right ratios, we have 0.8 seedlings being produced Now we need to look at the input for this. And this one takes 30 seedlings in 360 seconds. So what does that mean? So 30 divided by 360. Look at that. That number looks familiar, doesn't it? 0.083333. So, what did we say the output was for the BioNursery to make the seedlings? It was 0.8. So divide that by the 0.0833. And that is 9.6. Okay, now this is kind of a weird number, but basically what it's telling us is that we could definitely fill up 9 of these biofarms with 4 fully producing bionurseries. Okay? But there's going to be excess if we do that. So I think in this case it'd be better to round up, and then what's going to happen is every once in a while that last biofarm, so let's make 10 of them, right? So every once in a while that last biofarm is going to have enough materials to produce, but it won't have it every cycle if you think about that way. So we'll have one of these bionurseries making the seeds, 4 of these bionurseries making the seedlings, and 10 biofarms producing wood and wood pulp. And I think this is a good block to do this in, but I kind of want to make this potentially expandable. Oh, that's right. We also had the little refinery action we have going on here because we wanted to stockpile some crude products. Let's go ahead and start crafting all the stuff. I think a good place to start would be to make that bionursery farm. Basically, lay that out. And let's see, how am I going to, I can copy this because I want to cancel that. I don't need that. And I want to make this a nice square. And I have a square already that I made that included seedlings, and oops, I actually wanted to include the path. That's kind of a bummer. Did this one? Oh, sorry, I already had it. This one didn't include the little saplings, so that tells me where I'm going to basically build my biofarms. And I want to build it in that corner. So I could take that out, but I know I'm going to need more anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to make all new stuff. So I remember these things took crushed stone and bricks? No, just crushed stone and iron basically, and a little copper. So, you know what, I'm going to get my car. And I got to get better at using the car because what's awesome about the car is it has all this trunk space. So this is my inventory. Like, why not just keep a bunch of stuff in here too? You know, if I'm not currently using it. The car is very nice to have, and obviously it's a fast way to get around. So here's where I keep my crushed stone. Let's grab some of that. Oh, I only have 250. Well, that should last a little while, but I need to make 10 of these farms, and I can only make 2 now. So I know I need 2 of these, but if I'm going to make 10 of these, I have to make, it takes 4 of them for every 1 biofarm. So that means I'm going to have to make basically the materials for 40 of these. And then this one also takes stone bricks, which I think I have enough. Yeah, I have 100 stone bricks, so I'll be able to make all the biofarms with the stone bricks, and it's just copper cable. Yeah, I probably have enough copper here. Maybe not, that one might be close. But anyway, let's make sure we get enough crushed stone, and we are going to need actually more than that. So let's do something. Okay, where did I put my burner miners at? I know I had, oh, I have 6 of them here. Okay. And do Do I have any of these steel furnaces? I haven't made any of these guys yet. These are great. So yeah, these have the crafting speed too. I think I researched that last time we made a video. So I'm going to show you something interesting here. I'm going to take some coal out because I'm going to need that. And let's just put down this guy like that and there. And then let's put our burner miners just like this. And take my coal, drag it around here, evenly place it, and now what that does is this is making stone brick from stone that's getting mined. Now if I only had one of these miners, they are not fast enough to keep up with the requirements to keep this constantly filled. But with 3 of them, I think even with 2 it might keep up. I'm not sure if it's, yeah, it can't quite keep up. But with 3 of them, that should keep me going for a little while. And you know what, I do want to make sure that I top that off before I leave. And of course I need crushed stone for this, so it's kind of like, well, why are you making stone brick? Well, I'm going to need the stone brick anyway, and I could let these stone bricks fill up, and it actually won't take that long for these to fill up. Oops, let's go back and get that in there. So once it fills up, the miners are still running, so they're still filling up the input of this, and it'll fill all the way up to a full stack. And with this mod, I can actually stack stone up to 400. So that means once everything is full in here, I'll have 400 crushed stone and 200 stone bricks. That's pretty awesome. And you know what? I just realized I had a ton of stone in my inventory anyway, so let's just go ahead and drop that in the stone crusher. And this thing is pretty slow. What does it make? 2 per... Okay. Crafting speed 1. Huh. It doesn't tell me on the recipe how fast it is. Well, that's alright. What I do need to do is start crafting these. I mean, no reason I can't. Whoops. Meant to do that. Looks like I need more iron plates. Since this is basically stocked up, these are all full. Ooh, look at that. I can make more biofarms. So that was one. Here's another one. Unfortunately, I have to make all of these intermediate steps. So yeah, this is just going to take, it's going to take a while to make all this stuff. And once these are done, when I start crafting the biofarms, you'll actually see that it'll use those biofarms up to make, or I mean the bionurseries up when I make the biofarm. So it's kind of like I took an intermediate step that I'm not even going to use. So we are barely using electricity. Here's another thing too, is that since I'm not doing any research, basically this whole plant, this whole like starter base is kind of not doing anything. How many belts do I have? I could grab a few more of these and probably a few more of these. And I always like to have green circuits, because if I start crafting something and it takes green circuits are, they just take so long to craft. So I'd rather not. Oh, you know what? Let's drop off some of this coal into the car and grab some more of that. Okay, so I've already started crafting the intermediate steps for the biofarm, and 6 more. So how many do I have right now? I have 0. So that's 1, 2. I need to make 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks like I'm just missing that crushed stone. There's some more. 50. Almost there. How many am I short? About 40? Yeah. Well, 30 it looks like. Oh, actually, That's right. When I move this, because I'm not going to keep this one when I build the one that I'm going to actually use, I'll just pick this Biofarm up. So that'll make 10. Then I already have 2 BioNurseries. That means I only need to make 2 more. Cool. But I will need more stone bricks, so it's a good thing that I started that over here. And I might as well grab those 2 stacks of stone bricks. There we go. Now I can start burning again. And just top it off since I'm here. There we go. Oh, did it take it out of... Oh, it took it out of the car. Huh. I didn't know it would actually transfer the inventories. So I kind of have an idea of how I want to make this. And it's going to seem, I don't know, a little counterintuitive in the beginning. The first thing I want to do is make some water, because I'm going to need to pump that water to everything, right? All of these things take water as one of the ingredients, and one of these pumps makes 200 water per second. These things only use 100 per, well, this one, I think it takes, I still think they'll take 100 per cycle, so like 360 seconds. Yeah, it can supply an entire block of this, like this whole block size. If I had all biofarms and bionurseries, pretty sure I could supply the entire thing. So while that's crafting, one thing I also noticed was that, so I have a place to smelt the iron. We're going to need to smelt copper too, and I think we're going to do that right here. And I've already cleared out some space. So we're ready to place down that ghost blueprint. So instead of crashing into trees, I think I'll cut some of these down here, make a little path, because I see a nice rich deposit of copper that I want to get to. Because my starter copper is just going to be too small. I mean, I could probably use that up, well, pretty quickly once I get my smelters built. And I could be using grenades for this, but like I said, wood is definitely a resource in this game that you can use, especially with this mod. So, you know, that's more pipes I can build, more power poles I can build. Here's something kind of funny. There we go. Looks kind of funny. I'm not actually chopping it down, but I'll get this one too. And so here's the copper. A nice deposit, but look at that, 2.9 million plus this 4.6k. I mean, and it's a little bit down here, another 10k, so it's almost 3 million. Not bad. But there's some biters here. I got to get rid of these guys, because once I start mining this, there's going to be a huge pollution cloud. And if I let those biters get a whiff of that pollution, they are going to attack the miners, and it's pretty much, you know, a wasted effort. So first things first, ooh, I made them mad. Okay. Take care of them. You know what? I don't know why I didn't use the grenades for these guys, because yeah, it does pretty good work on the biters. The nests, not so much. The spawners take more. Yeah, look at that. That was pretty good. Whoops. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those rocks, because if you get stuck on that and the biters are attacking you, it can be pretty bad. You don't want to be standing still. You want to be running from them so that they can't damage you. Okay, there's one nest down. Alright, this one is going to be a little bit... I mean, there's only one spawner, so that's not too bad. But there are 2 worms, and worms are really annoying because they have a very long range. And I think... I kind of want to use my turrets to kill these guys, but I'll try it. We'll see. I'll just be really careful. Of course, I should have taken the spawners out for this. There we go. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I guess I could have been using my cannon. Wow. But you see how much damage I've taken in my vehicle. Wow. They really do a lot of damage. But those guys are gone. That's cool. Let's see who else we got to get rid of here. There's another nest. A pretty big group. There is a small one here. I think I could take these guys out. And there are no worms. That's good. So let's just go ahead and start shooting this. The cannon has a pretty long range on it. So I can just kind of... I'm not taking any damage right now. So somebody got a little piece of me, but there we go. Wipe these guys out. Done with them. And now this nest, though... Let's see. Ooh, ooh. I made him mad. I made him mad. There we go. I made short work of that. Alright, so let's just do what we've been doing. Just kind of circle around and throw up some grenades too to help out. That's working a little bit better, isn't it? Whoops, I ran into a spawner. And I took some damage, but I'm doing alright. Still had 50%. And I think that should... These guys, wow, that... I might need to take them out too. Let's do that quickly. And so yeah, you want to watch out for trees, you want to watch out for rocks, because if you get stuck on them, the biters can attack you in your vehicle, like you just can't get away from them. So, are there any worms here? Oh my gosh, they got me, they got me, they got me. Oh no, this is exactly what you don't want to do. Yikes. Wow, that was way too close. Okay. Okay, I gotta repair. This is bad. Wow. So the tank is pretty awesome because you can run into those spawners and just wipe them out with the tank. But the car is just not strong enough. So, and they will, the spawners will actually heal up while you're away. So like if I'm repairing my vehicle, it's kind of like repairing itself too. There we go. So I actually nicked it a little bit with the car and just did a little damage to it. And now I'm out of grenades, so that's challenging. Oh, I hit it again. So let's just clear these guys out. There we go. There's 3 more. So it's kind of annoying that they're in the trees, though. Let me back up here. Let's try something different. I'm going to use the turrets on these just to see... Ooh, wow, I don't have a lot of ammo, do I? No, I don't want to take the coal out of there. I want to take the ammo. Let's try to take this out with turrets. So let's put one of these out. Oh. No. Oof. Let's do this. Move it closer. Take half of it. That. Bring this closer. Let's take half of it. Do that. No. I need to zoom in. I can barely see what I'm doing here. Oh. Just gonna down. There we go. So kind of taking advantage of that firepower from the gun turret. Do I have any? Oh, I don't have much ammo myself. Ooh, I just realized there's a worm back there. So yeah, this will not be very effective against the worm. And he's in the trees. That's really frustrating. I'm just curious if I can put it down in its range without... Yeah, see, it's going to start attacking it right away. Maybe I can just repair it. Ooh, man, he's got a long range. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. And at the same time, just repair it. Just keep repairing. Oh. Oh, that was... Okay. So they're kind of like a glass cannon. You can just... they do a lot of damage, but they can't take a lot of damage, it seems like. So that's cool. We just cleared out that whole area. So I am safe to mine this now. I'm not going to start mining it yet. But at least I know that it's clear. Oops. There we go. And I mean, so since I'm here, I might as well just put down that ghost blueprint. And did I have it here? No, I didn't. It was in my inventory here. So, see, I want to make it so that... Oh, I don't have any radars. We're going to have to fix that, because that is kind of a big deal. So, I want this fuel line, the coal, to be lined up with the entire thing. Oh, I don't know if I can do this in my car. So if I walk it, it's a little bit easier. Oh, jeez. And the car's in the way. Okay. Bring it over. Over. Up one. I think this is right. And pretty close to the side, but not too close. That looks good. And these trees are going to be a problem, so just get rid of those. How'd these power poles get mixed up? There we go. So what we could start doing before our base gets too big, let's go ahead and make our block with this process. You know what? It looks like I need one more biofarm still, because I have 4 if I include these 2 and these 2. So I just need probably a little bit of crushed stone. Let's go grab that real quick. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh, well, this one stacks up to 800, I think, so not a big deal. But I do want to grab ammo. Oh my gosh, now I have a ton. Let's put that in the car. There we go. So I got my crushed stone. Let's go ahead and make one more bionursery. And I am going to need... Well, I'm going to take this one out now. So I've got some wood stored up maybe. Let's just take out the pump and the pipes, everything. I'm just going to start picking everything up. Ooh, got a lot of ash in there. That's cool. I'll just pick up all this stuff. Don't leave anything on the ground. So it's pretty cool. I can place that stuff down, and of course I can just pick it up and reuse it. And I do want to get rid of this. Oh, I don't have enough stone for that. Oh well, I'll clean that up later. But basically I have to landfill that hole now that I'm not using it. I mean, I don't have to, but I should. I'm going to move this car back quite a ways because I think what I'm building is going to take up a lot of space. So let's do, first things first, let's get the pump in, and let's get one of the BioNurseries in. The first one. This one's going to make the seeds. with ash. And I can pipe it together. I might as well start building these power poles, because I'm going to have to bring power to this thing too. Of course, I only had one of those lights. Let's make a bunch of more of those. There's one. This is just to help see at night. Of course, it gets dark, so whoops. And these will have power from the power pole. There we go. Let's give this guy power. And I think what I can do is put this... How did I do this before? I think it goes up here. Maybe one more. And remember, we can supply 4 of these with that one because we did the math. So copy and paste that. And so this one is going to need 2 inputs. It's going to need ash and wood. So those are, let's just say they're going to come out from over here somewhere. And then this one is also going to need ash, but then it's going to get the input from this output. So what I can do is use those long-handed inserters. Oh, I don't have any of those made? I need to fix that. I need a bunch of those. So now this one can output all the way over on this belt, where this little belt can only do 1 tile away. So this is going to get the wood and ash off of this belt. That means that these have to get the ash off of this belt, which means they need a long-handed inserter to get their input, and then they can use the short one to get the seeds from that one. There we go. That looks kind of silly, but if I don't have it there, then I can't reach. And of course I need the water pipes to reach. Let's do we have any? Wow. I'm actually glad I have all that wood because I need it. I need to make a lot of pipes for this. So that should take care of that. So I'll put ash on one side, wood on the other side. So you can have a belt with two different things on it. That's what I'm going to do. So let's build some underground pipes. These guys, let's see, I don't need those anymore. I could probably craft them into that. Let's put this here and go up here. And now these all have water, as indicated there. And I mean, it's going to take me a while to build this, so why don't I just get started, because I can put some wood in here. And then I can load everybody up with ash as well, because I have tons of that. There. Now it can actually start producing, because these recipes take a long time to go, right? So why not just go ahead and get that started while I'm considering the next part. So now I have to place all these biofarms. And these ones are going to take... They're also going to take ash as an input. Can't tell where the edge of this building is. Well, that looks good. So here, I think we're going to need... I mean, we could do a split belt here too, actually. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do a split belt. Oh, but I can't reach over this water pipe, so I have to have a long-handed inserter. So it's going to skip this one. It's going to place it down here. So then half of this belt is going to have the seedlings. I'll just do these like this, and that way I can kind of have some order. Oops, that's not going to work. I really don't like how those power poles look, but it is what it is, I guess. And now they have an output. So ash will have to go on this side of the belt. Let's just do that. So ash is going to have to come in here. And it's also going to have to go down here. Yeah. So wood would have to go on the bottom of this belt then if I did that. Because this is going to fill up the top of the belt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the ash to go here to the bottom of this belt, and here on the top of this belt. Wood will go on this belt and go on the bottom of this belt. Believe me, it'll make a lot more sense when this is all built. So that looks good. And then let's just go across the line here. Uh-oh. We have a problem. I think that's enough for now. But these are in the way. I gotta move them. Please tell me I have. Yes, I do. And I don't have a pump. Because I want to move these down here so they're out of the way. Alright, I need my car. I thought I made engines. Did I not make engines? Or have I made engines? Well, of course I did. I made the car. So, can't have a car without engine. Check that out. And I'll just grab some of that. Oops. No, I wanted to grab the stone out of here, not the coal. These guys need the coal. See, that one ran out pretty fast because I took all of the excess. Oh boy. Oh, that is a bummer. I thought I had kept the little system I had to make engines, but apparently I did not. So let's see, one of these is going to have to make, I think engines take gears and steel plates. Okay, so I do need someone to make pipes. And, oh, you know what? I'm just going to shut this guy down, because that is probably enough of the yellow ammo for now. And I mean, I could probably make more steel, but it's fine. I'm going to use this here because this guy could make pipes, and I'll just leave this thing together. So that's going to make the pipes that I need for the engines here, and I'm already getting gear wheels from that line. And what else? Steel plates. So I can just I'll just use this. Mess of power poles. That's alright. And that's my engines, right? Just engines. Engines here. And I'll just output them here. And I only want one stack. Funny thing is, I only need one engine for that pump. And there it is. So, all that just to make one engine. But you can't handcraft those, so that's the only option I had. There's my pump. So fluids in this game are a little wonky. You have to use pumps to get things to move in a specific direction if you want it to. You can't like make a one-way valve or anything like that. And oh, I guess that was powered, so yeah, it reaches. Okay, so this is going to pump all this from this tank to this tank. And it's funny because the pressure will decrease in this line and the flow will actually go down. So like it's going down, but it's getting slower at the same time. But at a certain point, you know, I don't care about losing a little bit of petroleum, so good enough for me. Let's do another one here. And I'll just use this one for this is heavy oil. Oh, it's not going to reach. That's fine. I can move that here. And then let's pipe it. Whoops. Had to save. So it's flowing, it's flowing. Now when this is almost empty, we'll cut it off. In the meantime, all of these, oh, look at that, we already got seedlings. And these guys can make wood. Let's just copy paste. Oh, whoops. I can actually build this one now already and paste that too. Turn these around. Well, I gotta be closer. This one's empty enough. And you can see there was just a very small amount in there. And then let's put our light oil in this one. And of course now I have to bring this pipe around here. There we go. And bring that pump again. Oops. There we go. Let's empty that guy. So these guys all need water though. And of course they need ash, which I put it all in here. But look how much these guys have. This is more than they need. And since the seedlings are kind of like backed up, I'm just going to take all that ash out of there. And this one I'll leave with a little bit, maybe. There we go. Because that way I can start filling this one up. And let's just go, ooh, I can't do that. I can go, I can't go here either. Well, I'll just do this. I don't like to use undergrounds if I don't have to, but this would be easier because I need to make a connection with these, with all of these. And I think what I'll do is just go in this first one. I could hook up both of the water inputs, but it's really weird why they have two. I don't know if, I mean, maybe it'd be advantageous if you only need to connect to one side or the other, like the other side was too close, but they're like so close together it's kind of pointless. And they really don't need much water input, like I said, so, you know, it's overkill. Let's put some of this ash in here. Whoops, we just lost it all. Okay, whatever. Let's do our, and of course these need to be powered. This one, I'm just going to put it here. And then I'm just going to keep going with this. They've all got water. Of course I'm not done because this has got to be moved now. Oh, that one emptied out all the way, I'm surprised. And that is all done, so it's out of the way. And we'll use that later, don't worry. For some reason I thought I was done with these, but I was not. There we go. Whoops, I'm not quite done there. There we go. And, oh, I was going to say they don't have power, but they do. I think it's only during the daytime because these have like a little bit of solar output. But, yeah, I can't rely on that because nighttime happens here in this game. So, okay, everyone has an input, everyone has power, everyone has water. Now we need to worry about ash. So, I had a setup before. I'm using cokeries to make, I was using cokeries to make ash from pulp. I can actually use cokeries to make ash from wood also. So, let's see, I've got one. Let's just make 3 more. I've got all the materials for that. That's good. So what I'm thinking is the output of... Alright, the output of these things is kind of annoying because so much stuff comes out all at once. So when this is done, I mean, it does take a while, obviously, right? It's going to take... I mean, it's plenty of time to unload it. But it'll fill up a yellow belt easily from just one cycle, and then it kind of gets backed up. And then with 10 of these, we might run into issues. So let's go ahead and just put a belt down for now. So where's the halfway? So here's halfway. When I output on these belts, it's going to go to the far side. So when we get to half a belt, I'm not sure if this is going to be helpful or not, because it all depends on the timing of when these things actually produce their output. Oh, I like these power lines much better, nice and straight. So here on this side of the belt, everything is going to be on the top. But since I did this little belt trick here, all this stuff will be on the top now. And then, ooh, that's not right, is it? Because this is going to output on the top again. We were already on the top. We want to go this way. There we go. Now it's on the bottom. So everything outputted from these will now go on the bottom after this point. And then this will fill up the top again. So I don't know if this is going to be good enough, but I'm going to try it. And I think we need fast inserters for this, just because there's so much stuff. Now granted, you have several minutes to get that stuff out of there before you're actually like holding the building up. But just in case, okay, where did those, they just went there, huh? And I'm out of power poles. Make some more of those. Did my cokeries finish? Because I see one here. Okay, they just went down here. Let's do that. So now it's got output. All right. And I think what I want to do is this going? It is going. I think they're all going. Well, not all of them, because I couldn't. Let's just take out half of these guys. Ash. Oh, okay. So these guys don't have ash yet. So can I reach this? Nope. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, frustrating. So I guess it only fills up what I can reach, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and... Oh, that one's got ash. Never mind. I think it only takes 10, right? Yeah, these only take 10. So as long as they have 10, they'll be ready for the next one. Okay. So I think all of them... Nope. Thought wrong. I don't know. That they got... I think they're all running now. And this one's getting ready to output, so... Okay. We are going to do the fuel processing part of this whole thing over here. So like I said, in the cokery I can make ash. And so far that's the only thing I can think of that we want to save. Actually, before we do that, I think we need some buffers because, yeah, I'm going to use ash, but that's nothing. I mean, these only take 10 ash to make, so what's going to happen is once these inputs are full of ash, they're not going to take any more ash off the belt, and this thing is going to get backed up, and then our cokeries will stop, and then this line will stop. What I want to do is start saving this stuff. And these chests are super small. That is going to get filled up pretty quick. I mean, now that I'm saying it, it actually doesn't sound that small. Because these stack up to 400. Or 400 or 800. The wood stacks up to 400. So let's just use small chests. I'm okay with that. And we'll just put wood on top. So what we'll do is we'll have wood up here. And this one's going to be wood pulp. Those two came out just because it wasn't sorted when I first started this. And then I'm going to put, kind of want to do something like this. So if these were the belts, no, I don't want to do that. Oh. Okay, I could do this. So let's do this belt and this belt. So if I want to, I can just use more chests, but I'm going to show you something interesting here. So let's do just a couple of these. I'm going to do this. So put these here. That won't reach, of course. This is kind of cool. Just a neat way to make a buffer. Of course, the only bad thing is that it's only going to go one way. Oh, I made that too close, didn't I? I sure did. I should just fill in this block, because this is also going to be a city block, right? Let's put that block down here. Yep, I sure did. Of course, I made it too close. Lots of mistakes. Does that fill up? Yeah, and this design wasn't going to work anyway, because it was only going to fill up one side of the belt. I'd like to see two sides. Guy, put some lights down. Since I switched up the belts halfway and made one go on the top, one go on the bottom, it actually will have wood pulp and wood on both sides of the belt, but they'll just be kind of all mixed together. First things first, let's get this thing out somewhere we can deal with it. Let's do our filter on it again, and let's do wood up top. Okay, I think, of course, you always get that little bit in there. I can still do this one, but then there we go. That's how we did it last time, isn't it? Just like that. Okay, that looks funny, right? It's gonna work. Because then we output to this side and that side. I guess I should have put it here. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's put one of these down there. Now they're powered, and nobody can go anywhere because that wood pulp is holding the whole thing up. but now we got some stuff on the bottom. Okay, that's the wood pulp. I want to do the same thing down here. So I'm basically just mirroring what I did already on the top. And what's cool about this design is you can basically bypass the chest. Like right now, if I just built this belt out, it would just keep going like nothing was wrong. And then, of course, if you have room in the buffer chest and this is backed up, then it'll just take off this belt so everything can keep flowing. See how everything's moving now? There's some wood. This recipe, you know, it puts out 150 wood pulp for every one wood. I mean, every cycle, and then half as much wood. And it is going slow, so I think these probably should be faster inserters. Oops. See how fast those get used up? My goodness. Time to make some more. This will definitely help get them off the belt faster. And that's kind of what I was concerned about. First of all, so wood pulp honestly doesn't really have many uses early on in the game. I mean, I can turn wood pulp into the same things as I can with wood, so it's still useful. It's just going to take twice as much. So in my cookery, let's just do one side. And then two of these. Although these might need to be fast inserters just because it takes so many. So I'm going to turn pulp into ash, just like that. And then I'm going to power these guys. And let's see just what our power output looks like. I mean our production. So we have to make sure that our outputs and our inputs are fast enough. So it looks like the outputs are not fast enough. These need to be also fast. So we get 10 ash for every 12 wood pulp. And what's backed up? Oh, it's the ash, of course. And remember what I said, we want ash to go in. Whoops, I skipped it. It goes here. Oh, no, I don't have undergrounds. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oops. Okay, we're almost there. Remember, this one needs wood on the bottom. So now I need to bring that wood from up here down into here. And you know, I was going to make wood turn into ash as well, but I think I'm not going to do that. What can I turn that into? I can turn it into charcoal. I think charcoal would be great, because I can use charcoal as a substitute for coal. Now, charcoal only has a fuel value of 6 megajoules. That's like how much energy is in one charcoal, where coal is 8. Whoops, I thought I was not in map view. So coal has 8 megajoules. So that means for every 1 coal, I would only get 75% of the energy for if I used 1 charcoal in its place. But for a lot of things, that's still good enough. You know what? I'm just going to grab this coal over here since I'm going by it. And no reason why I can't grab these bricks out of the furnaces, because unfortunately the stone bricks only stack up to 100. I did want to grab that. Okay, just grab a couple. Let's put the stone in there. Look at all that crushed stone I have. Whoops. That's what happens when you look at your phone. Distracted driver. There we go. Fix up everything like it never happened. Nobody saw anything. So our ash is building up. It's going where it needs to go. Let's not forget about our wood because this will not run without wood. For now, I'm just going to make it go down here. Because I'm not sure how I'm going to set up that cookery yet. Sometimes it helps. You can hold shift and click to make a blueprinted item or ghost item. So that kind of showed me where I need to go. Sometimes you can kind of like see where you're going to have to draw the line, but it's easy sometimes just to draw that line with the ghost image. So this is the only thing that's not running because it doesn't have enough wood. Now it's got wood on this side. Look, it's got the seeds here. These guys are running because they have plenty of seeds, 50, 50, 50, and they only take 25, so these could run 2 more cycles without this even running. So we pretty much, oh, this guy's got 109 seeds in here also, so more than enough. And why isn't it picking up wood? Probably because of this, I would guess. Yep, there it goes, it's picking up wood. And it just stopped because I put the seeds back in there. So that's okay. It's just not running because we have more than enough to keep this going. How does all this stuff look up here? Ooh, that's not good. What does this take? 40? 30. Let's kind of help this out. So what happened, I think, with this one is that all these guys down here took the supply that was kind of built up here, and it couldn't run anymore. So let's take this out. Let's put 30 in here. 3, got it. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I didn't do that. There we go. Some of these have a ton of ash just because of the way I fill them up. Ash is one of those things that's building up and... Oh, this one's already gone. And so is that one. Okay. So everybody's running, everyone's happy right now. These guys are going to output really soon. And I'm just going to drop these in. And see, some of them go in there, but not everyone. So what'll happen is the inputs for the ones at the end are probably, or maybe even in the middle, might get filled up before anyone else. Like this guy, this might be the one that doesn't get to run as often. Just because it's only got one building supplying it. One BioNursery supplying it with saplings or seedlings. Alright. Our buffers are filling up. Not really. There's still lots of room, I guess. Let's do the charcoal thing. I really love this about the BioIndustries mod. In fact, later in the game, I will be going from charcoal to coal, and then even to more advanced fuels. And all it does is, I mean, you don't really, I don't think you lose much of the energy, which is not really like true to science. It's not really how things work in nature because of thermodynamics. You're going to lose some amount of energy when you convert to like a different process. So like going from wood to charcoal, I didn't do the math to figure out like how many megajoules of wood are available that turns into so many megajoules in the charcoal, because I think with this one like wood is 2 or 4. What is it? It's 4. Okay, so it's 4 megajoules, and you get 18 charcoal. So yeah, this one actually produces more energy It's just impossible. So I'm getting more energy for free basically from this process. So yeah, not really accurate scientifically, but there's a lot of things that aren't scientifically accurate in this game, like belts that don't have power. But that's okay. I forgive it. Just the idea that I can take a sustainable resource like wood and turn it into something so energy dense that I can use it for rocket fuel, that's pretty cool. Whether or not it's, scientifically accurate. So, okay, that charcoal though, what I wanted to do... I'm going to use this. And I'm going to put it up here somewhere. Somewhere up there. And I want this to be balanced. So let's do this. That looks ugly. I'd rather have it over here. I mean, it's ugly anyway, but there we go. All that's going to do is switch sides, basically, to make it'll fill up both sides of the belt equally. I kind of want to be in my car when I do this, even though it's hard to walk or drive straight in the car. So I'm already getting off. There we go. Whoops. Look at that. There is the charcoal line the coal line for my base, for the power supply, for everything. But all that stuff can also be fueled by charcoal. Oh, and you know what? I don't have any splitters left. I can make a few more of those. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to switch it to input priority from the bottom so that it's always going to take stuff off of this belt instead if it can. So this belt isn't moving very much, probably because these, oh wow, look at that. That's almost no electricity at all. That's barely putting out any power because it doesn't have to. Which means it doesn't use much coal. So this line doesn't really move. And the smelter is not really running either, I think. Of course, I can't see that. That's one thing I do want to do before we get too far ahead is I want to make some radars. And I keep switching to map view. And it's good for like getting this like broad overview. But if you zoom in close enough, so I'm in map view now, I can see this because I'm here in the middle. But if I have radars, I can do this all over my base. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place these radars. Of course, one disadvantage with the radars, they're not free. They do take a lot of electricity. Not a ton, but a significant amount that makes it, like you're just not going to place them everywhere. Let's just put this guy here. And you can see on the mini-map it kind of has a little outline. And if you move it somewhere else, you can see where it's going to uncover. So let's get in the car. I pretty much want to uncover all the area that I'm working in so that if I want to go look at, what does my smelter look like? Is something backing up there? I can just use the radar or the map view and get a detailed view of what's going on. And you can even do crazy stuff in the radar, or the map view. Like you can even do blueprinting. You can copy things, like a copy paste function, sort of. I'm wondering if this block it's probably far enough where it would be beneficial to have. I kind of don't want to overlap because that, like I said, with the electricity demands for radars, I don't just want to have a ton of these, but I do want to start working in this area very soon. Do I have that? Okay. It's hard to tell because there's no lights. There we go. Get this one. Oops. Kind of missed. we go. These guys and that. Yes, there is light here. I like that. It's so hard to see at night. Okay. And let's get our radar down. Oh boy. Okay, so it would have to be way out here. Do I want to do that? Well, honestly, oh, it's a bummer because I'd like to uncover that mining operation. Because I do want to start mining out here. I do want to start smelting copper. But look at that. I mean, in order to see it, I'd have to be here. Like somewhere over here. But then there's a gap. That's worse. Now I need to fix this because I do want this here. I really do. I'm going to take this out and go over here. See how far that guy can reach. I love these power poles. They just look really cool. I mean, it just looks like someone cut a tree and made it into a power line. That's so cool. Go the maximum distance with it. And that was my last one. What a bummer. And there we go. Okay. Now, of course, that means I need to shift everything over by one tile. It's very tedious, this game, sometimes, but somehow it's cathartic. We just enjoy it. How can I make this better? How can I, optimize? I've made several bases and just stopped playing it because it wasn't good enough, and I didn't really feel like moving stuff around and expanding it anymore. It's kind of like just tear it all down and start over again. That's kind of how it was. So this guy needs to move over one also. There we go. So that's not close enough, but over here, that works. Okay. And of course I don't have any of those power poles anymore, but I can make more because I have still a lot of wood. I would like to actually make more of that, but come on, let's go. Gotta build the wood first. Oh, let's just start over here because I do have something here. I should be doing the lights when I'm here too. Oops, not too many lights though. Now it's got power. Oh, it always feels like I don't have enough resources. Look at this, I need to make lights again. Let's just queue that up. I might as well make some more of those. Okay, so pretty cool. This is backing up. That's good. That means, look at that. Since this is all backed up, this one's not going to be able to go into the splitter because it's taking from here first. So everything on this belt is going to be charcoal until this belt has room for this belt, like these coal. So pretty soon we'll be running off of charcoal, but this is not going to sustain the base when we get bigger. Like, it's not going to go very far. I mean, we're only getting by now because we have such limited power demands. And it looks like wood's not even really stockpiling. That's good. So our pulp is, of course, because we're only making ash, we could also make charcoal with the cokery. And you know what? Why not just do that? I'm okay with that, since we have more. The only thing is we need to make sure that, was it stone or was it bricks? Oh, it had to be stone because I have bricks. Yep. Because it takes 3 stone furnaces. That's why it requires stone. Of course, I don't have the materials, and I'm currently building lights. So I have to wait for those first. So I'm just going to do this, a blueprint one, and then place it down. And for the cokery, to make ash, well, that isn't going to be ash. We're going to make it into, whoops, other way. Other way. Yeah, there we go. We are going to make charcoal instead. There we go. Oh, I should probably cancel this because when I place it down, it's going to start turning it into ash, and I don't want it to be ash. So make one more of those. There we go. Copy those and power. Okay. This one takes 48 pulp to make 18 charcoal. So 18 charcoal, I just want to do some math here. 18 charcoal is 6 megajoules. That's 108 megajoules worth of energy. And it's 48 wood pulp, and I think wood pulp was 2. Yeah, it's only 2. So it's 96. So again, we are getting energy for nothing. And we're also making it more energy dense. So here's something interesting. So I could fuel my power plants with wood and with wood pulp. But these things, since they have like such a low energy value, they burn up super fast. Even wood burns pretty fast if the boiler is running like full blast. So it's more beneficial to have like a energy dense fuel, because then your inserters don't have to go crazy just, you know, putting stuff into the burner or the smelter. Because again, remember, this is going to be, check this out, now that we got our map view, we can zoom in. Boom. So all these smelters right now are still running off of coal, and it'll burn it up slow. But we could use wood pulp, we could use wood, we could use anything that has a fuel value. But the lower fuel value it has, the more those inserters have to work, and they require energy too. So it's more beneficial to have a very energy dense fuel source. You can use, I think you can use rocket fuel in this game for all this stuff too, because like I said, it's anything with the energy value. And that has a ton of energy. So you might only input one of those, like a rocket fuel, for example. I don't know what the energy value is, but let's just say it's like 50. You would, you'd be really hard pressed to see it bringing those fuel into like a smelter, for example, just because it's so energy dense. You can run your base off of that. So you can input like rocket fuel into your boilers to run steam engines. And look at that, the charcoal is still backed up. That's cool. But, like I said, not quite that impressive, because we are going to start building those smelters. So I have a bunch of stone. What I am going to need, though, because that's all it takes to make stone furnaces. So I can make some of those. I think what I want to do, though, is I'm going to make... so on my smelters, I probably didn't put anything on the end of this, did I? Oh, okay, I just used regular wood chests, which these, they can hold some stuff. They can hold a, what is it, 16? Yeah, 16 stacks of something. So iron plates only stack up to 100, so that's only 1,600 iron in that wooden chest. I want to make something that can store more than that, because those lines are really important. They're going to have a lot of stuff in them. They're going to produce a ton of iron plates. So what I want is, I want a bigger chest. Remember, this mod gives me bigger chests. So what I want is, do I have any small chests on me? I don't? Wow. what I need to make bigger chests with is called resin. And I'm wondering if I should use wood or if I should use wood pulp for this. I mean, wood is kind of backed up, so I guess I'll just use wood for now. So for every 1 wood, I can get 1 resin. I wonder, I don't think resin has a fuel value. Okay, resin only has 1, I think it only has 1 use in this game. And, well, with this mod, I should say. So I can make bigger chests, but I need resin to make this medium chest. And I think this is a good place to go for now. Like at our current tech level, wooden chests, medium wooden chests are probably as big as we want to go. We could go with a large wooden chest, but this one takes 16 medium chests. I mean, I guess this one's not too bad. So like a medium chest is fairly cheap to make. It's just the time to make all that resin is pretty long. So 24 resin takes 24 seconds to make, and it uses 24 wood. Now, for a large wooden chest, yeah, 16 medium chests. So 16 times 24, 384 resin. So I could do it. I mean, I actually set my chest up to allow to store up to 400. But then just remember, I need to make 32 iron sticks as well. I guess 32 stone bricks, not too big a deal, but that's just 1 chest. The design I have in mind is actually, I want to use 1 on both sides, so just to make it look nice. And you know what? Scrap that. I'm gonna go with the medium chest. I'm just gonna do it just because we have the ability. I have all the stuff to make it now. It's just a matter of time. So first things first, I think let's go ahead and get the copper mining and smelting started over there while that's going, because it's going to take a little while. And let's go ahead and fill this hole just before I forget about it. Can I? Oh, I need some more. Oh, 1 more. Just 1 more. Cool. Just like that, it's gone. Alright. And don't worry, that was just a ghost image I just drove through. I'm not cheating. Oh, and there's a cat trying to get on my lap. So it's kind of cool. I have this power pole already over here. And I want to start bringing copper ore into this smelter down here. And I want to start with this side just because it's closer. Why not, right? And I'm thinking somewhere like here would be good enough. Let's just get as close as to the trees as I can for now. And then hold shift click, because that gives us our little ghost. Ooh, I have to go through these trees. That's a bummer. But, I mean, that's a pretty thin area. So when I was clicking and dragging, it just kind of skipped a few places. It didn't make a nice smooth path, but that's fine. I just need a guide to kind of help me get over there. Let's drag our power pole. And I left my car, of course. But it's easier because I can walk in a straight line very easily. That's probably close enough. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay. And how do I want to do this? So I want to bring everything up. I think if I brought everything up, that'd be good. So this is like the start here. Oh, that one's just 1,000 resource, or 1,000 ore. That's not very much. And then that won't reach, so I gotta start there. This is kind of a hard game to play with cats on your lap. Oh, that looks ugly. This is even uglier. Oh my gosh. But it's lined up, so there's that aspect of it. And let's get a couple more in here. Maybe 3 more. Because then we can have our lane finished. There we go. And cool. I'd like it to be lower. It's just for aesthetics. It's not critical to get this exactly right. Look at that. We've got to cut some trees down though. I think there's one here. There we go. Then we'll just have to make sure our, it looks like that's got to go down. So we'll just make sure our ore gets through this. You know, I try to cut down as few trees as possible. It's just my play style. So already we can see what the pollution is doing. So that's basically like the full amount you're going to see from this side. The full amount of pollution produced, because they're all running at their maximum capacity. If we look at the miners, every one of them is running right now. So that's the most pollution we'll see from there. And you saw the pollution cloud wasn't outside of our explored zone, so that's good. We don't have to worry about biters just coming out of nowhere. Oh, and I am out of belts. Yep, I gotta go all the way back, but hey, I got the car right. So go back to our starter base, maybe empty out that entire chest, because why not? I'm going to use it anyway. Whee! Dodging power poles. Look at that, we got 50 engines ready to go. Look at all those. We'll take, you know what, I'm just going to take them all. Inserters. I wish that I also had undergrounds and splitters made here, but that's asking a lot, I guess. Bummer. Thought maybe I had some iron plates too. So if you see the line, it's turned mostly into mostly charcoal. I think what happens here is that these inserters take from the far side, because it looks like they're grabbing charcoal every time. So this inside belt is still coal, but it will eventually get there. It's just going to take longer, I think. So I grabbed some iron plates, not much, but a little bit, because I need that to make these and these splitters. What a bummer. Oh my gosh, they go so fast. I need... Oh, why didn't I just grab it off of here? That probably would have been better. And now I'm full. Okay, that's fine. So I have all those bricks. Use my awesome trunk space. Thank you, car. I don't need these guys. I probably don't need all that stone on me. I don't like carrying extra things like that. Well, that's gone. Okay, that looks fine. Probably don't need that tank either. Fluid tank. Oh, it's always annoying when you just bump into power poles like that. I thought when I was reading the description of this mod that the power poles would heal themselves because they were like trees, but I haven't seen it yet. Like I've hit plenty of power poles in this game and they have not healed, unfortunately. Maybe that's too cheaty, but I don't think so. I mean, big deal. You can just repair a power pole pretty easily. Why not have another benefit to using these power poles instead of the steel ones by letting them heal themselves? And see, now I need all the splitters, and I need, oh gosh, I'm going to need all those undergrounds too, because I need to bring that fuel, like the coal and charcoal line, all the way from over there. Whoops. Wow, how did I not see that tree? I was looking ahead, I guess. So all of these, oh my gosh, there's so many. I need to skip all this stuff because I'm not ready to build this yet. I'm gonna need all these splitters too. I could just make a belt, you know, just like that. You know what? Because I am kind of low on resources, I guess. I mean, it's not that I'm low on resources, it's just that I haven't made a lot of these. I could get plenty of stuff to make them, it's just the time it takes. See, that just... Oh, I just used up all those... I'm handcrafting green circuits. I don't want to do that. Do I have any in here? I didn't grab... I meant to grab some when I was back at the starter base, but... Oh well. Let's see how straight I can make this. Ooh, I'm veering off a little bit. Okay. The car needs to get through here. Oh! Wow, it's actually a good thing that light wasn't there. And now it is. Alright, underground. Whoops, I wanted to zoom out. I always love running on these belts because it's faster. And keep that going there. And again, I'm just gonna... I mean, you know, I could do that too. Just go through this belt. Yeah. Why am I mean, I know how to make this design, so it's not like I can't... Ooh, actually, that one I do need to skip because these guys. This is going to be part of something I build today. Let's put this guy in here, there. Oops, don't go that way. Cool. And I'm not going to need that, so in fact, I don't need this last splitter either. And just go like that. I don't think I'm going to build all the way down here, but let's just, for completion's sake, I'm not going to need this much copper right away. I have some ideas of some stuff I want to start doing, but one thing at a time. You can get quite overwhelmed. You know, you can't really get ahead of yourself in this game. You just want to kind of do one thing at a time. And I can scale up without, you know, a lot of technology. Oh, of course they don't have power, but if I build this power pole, they will. Look at that. I put my light in here. Bring in these. Cool. We have lights, we have fuel, and we have ore. Cool. This is awesome. Because yeah, we had iron, that's great, but we are going to need copper. In fact, where's my car at? Where is my car? There it is. That's the little triangle on the map. So if you lose the car, you usually find it pretty easily early on. There's the car. So I wanted to grab some green circuits, and I think our resin should be done soon, if not already. Yep, looks like it's done. 'Cause I don't see any inserters moving, right? Nothing's moving. Oh, that's cool. Can we build? Nope. So we're still missing... We do not have enough wood. We would need... Yeah, we're going to need a lot of wood for this. I wonder if I could kind of automate this, sort of. Because to make one of these, I would need 256 wood. So, I mean, less than a stack. But if I had it... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I wanted to make its own chest. So I'm going to put this chest right here, and I'm going to do this here. I'm going to limit it to 1 stack. So if I had 400 resin and 400 wood, that would be enough for this, but I would still need 32 stone bricks. I mean, the other ingredients are pretty negligible, right? Because the stone bricks you just make in the smelters, and that little operation that I have is probably going to be all the stone bricks that I need for a while. Ooh, look at that. They need fuel. And I'm going to drive by this. Boom. Grab that coal. And then I'm going to drop it off. Boom. There we go. And of course the smelters aren't running because they are full. Yep, because we still have that. So I'm going to grab the stone out of there, and then I'm going to grab the stone brick. I'm going to grab the stone too. Yeah, I have so much stone now. This is probably way more than I'm going to need anytime soon. So, just kind of have a pattern, you know, you drive by stuff, you grab it. I'm going to grab some stuff up here, like, might as well grab some inserters, might as well grab those green circuits. Need all that stuff. Grab all the green circuits. See, I'm not doing any research, so all these things are, this whole base is basically just running to keep me supplied with this for now. I don't need engines or anything. I guess, do I need grenades? Yeah, I ran out of grenades last time, so, wow, that's a lot. I don't need that many. I'm going to pick up all these, though. Cool. So it was just wood that I was waiting to stack up. Oh, you know what? I didn't even check my buffer. Well, okay, it doesn't matter because the buffer is going to be empty. Since I'm making charcoal with that wood, it's getting all used up. Even the wood pulp should be... Ooh. Okay, the wood pulp can't keep up because of these inserters. But even then, I mean, it's going to go into charcoal and ash, so that one's going to start stockpiling too. Or, I mean, it'll empty out. Oop. Oh, yeah, that won't go in there, will it? It'll go in there, though. And this can go in there. Boom. Will this empty by the time this is full? Oh, these aren't going to do anything. Unfortunately, I didn't think about that. So because of this setup, these ones are still going to stockpile, and these ones won't. Well, wait a minute. No, they'll take off from this side of the belt. They'll take off from both sides of the belt. But unfortunately, they have preference to take off of this side. So once this side's empty, then it'll start taking off from the other side. Because it can use both sides of the belt, but it has a preference of what side it takes from. And you can see this still got stuff on this side when it grabs the next pile, so it always grabs from the closest part of the belt. And is our wood... Oh, our wood's not full. Oh, that's not enough. It's so close, though. Now it's enough. So that's enough for the wood. What are we missing? Copper. Oh, because it takes 16 copper plates. So that means we need 64, and I only have... Well, I have 77. What am I missing? 256? My math wrong? It takes... Oh, 16 chests. Oh, I was thinking 4. Yeah, well, that would be why. You know where I have... Oh, no. I was going to... Wow, look at all that pulp. I wonder if any of these are backed up, if they're not actually producing because they can't output. No? Everyone's doing it? Okay. This is actually working. I'm surprised. I have made some really elaborate designs in the past to try to balance these output belts. Okay. So whichever one backs up first, I mean, the one that's definitely going to back up first is going to be this one, because it's at the end of the line. Even this one can't output right now. So I might want to consider, even now, doing something like this. And I might as well do it since I'm here. And you know what? I'm going to need to do... I wish I just had that copper now, because the more time I spend doing all this stuff, the less time I'm crafting. The only bad thing about this is it's still only going to one side of the belt. So since I broke that one off, let's go here and do this. So basically what this does is all this stuff is kind of like filling up this belt. If this belt is completely full, these guys can't output, and these guys will probably be okay. I mean, I haven't seen an issue with them yet, but this one here will take all this stuff and just output priority to whichever belt, or I mean the top belt, no matter what, until it's full. And if it's too full, it'll input one on the bottom like it just did. So there's still some, this is backing up a little bit, and so it travels along here. It's still on the bottom though, so these guys can still output. That's great. It looks like this is working fantastically. I'm really excited about that, and that was fairly easy. Fairly easy to make that slight modification. And everybody's going to be able to produce now. These guys were waiting, and they might have still been waiting had I not fixed that. I guess there's still a little time, right? Yeah. Okay, there's still like 3 minutes left probably before they're done. But here, I'm going to go ahead and grab all this copper that's probably stockpiled. Look at all that glorious copper. Oh no, I just crashed into that pole and I almost took it out. Fix that one up, fix up my car a little bit. It's kind of weird to control the car from like a top-down view, because, you know, you're still turning right and left, but like when you walk, it's right, left, up, down. But when you're in the car, then you have steering. So you don't, the car doesn't drive in the same way that you walk. So I think that's what makes it so hard. And just grab some of these coppers, and look at that. We can make one large wooden chest. Oh my goodness, this is a behemoth. And look how much time, oh, this is going to take forever. Oh my gosh. I would like to automate that, because my goodness, that's going to take a very long time. And what I'm thinking is, I can just put one of those down here to kind of work as a buffer. So like, if I put a chest here, all of these copper plates can start going into a chest. But eventually I'm going to start using this as well, but I'm not really ready to do that. So why not, while we're waiting, just put it into a giant chest? And gosh, the more I think about how long this is taking to make, the more I don't want to actually make the large wooden chest and just go with a medium one, because even these have a lot more space than these chests. So I really wish they list the storage size, but I think these are 64, and then these are just insane. And there is another step up from this that is just a monstrosity. I mean, you have to scroll through an inventory list. I mean, if you've seen the trailer for my streaming series, then you've seen how big it is. You know, I think I'm just gonna go with the medium wooden chest. I know it's a bummer. It's kind of a, oh, look at that, all those excess materials. That's funny. It's fine. I'm going to go ahead and make these, and that way I have room for all this inventory. So if you run out of space in your inventory, it can explode like that. And thankfully it wasn't too much, so it just kind of went in this little area. But yeah, it happens. Mistakes happen. So I'm currently crafting 10, and let's look at how big these are, because I think you'll still be impressed by these. Yeah, look at that space. Look at that space. So these are 10 across, 10. So that's 100. So it looks like 128. 128 slots. So that 128, and this can hold 100 plates. Let's get that wired up, and should I just wire it here? Oh, there we go. Now it's wired, and it's filling. So yeah, 128 slots times 100 12,800 storage, basically. That's how many copper plates are going to be in each one of these. So that's 32,000 then for both together. That's, you know what, that's probably more than enough. And if I wanted to, I could even make 2 of those. But making 1 large wooden chest at this point, it just seems crazy. Like it. I mean, we went from 16 to 128 slots. Does that make sense though? Because 8 times, yeah, I mean that makes sense. 8 times, so it's 8 small chests to make the medium wooden chest. I guess that makes sense. So, I mean, like, for the amount of resources that you would use. But the space that it takes up, you know, is only 4 squares here versus 1. So, this is so awesome. I like it. This is good enough. I'm not going to take the time to make that medium, or is it large? Yeah, the large wooden chest at this point. It's just insane. I mean, it'd be cool to have, but, you know, why spend the extra time? Whoops. I didn't want to go down this one. I wanted to go down the next one. And since I've kind of walled this area out with trees, I can't just drive through very easily. This is cool. It's all running just fine. Sweet. Yeah, I've played this game, you know, obviously several times, and I've done different designs, and I think this is really awesome. This is a nice buffer system. I don't think these are gonna get full anytime soon. The ash, geez, I probably only need 1 of these at this point. So we've got our biofarm now, and you know what we can do on the map is I can kind of mark off like what we're doing here. So I like to designate, like, this is my area where I'm making renewable resources. I could put a wood icon here or a pulp icon or something like that, but this is a good indicator for me. So that's the biofarms, and then this is going to be basically like where we make our fuel. So I'm just going to use charcoal for now, and then this is where I smelt iron plates, right? And this is where I smelt copper plates. There, so we have some little map indicators, what's going on in each location. I could put a little stone brick here, I guess, if probably not necessary, I guess, but these will probably stay the same for a while. So I think we've made good progress here. Okay, so we have started our sustainable fuel source. We have made, I mean, that's kind of what this whole area is here, right? We've made our copper smelting. We've made our new, that is going to be our primary location for like the next phase of our base, is what I'm going to call this. So the next phase of our base, we're going to start using this copper ore. We're going to use this iron ore. So we're going to smelt the copper, or the iron here, smelt the copper here. And what we're going to do is we are going to drag those materials down here and start what we call the main bus. And that is where our materials primarily come from, and then we make branches off of that to make our products. So we'll need to make our sciences, like our green science, our red science. We'll need to make our weapons, like our resources that we use, like the inserters, the belts, undergrounds. We actually have the ability right now to make the even faster belts, higher capacity belts. So we could do that. We could make the inserters. So yeah, we can start automating a lot of stuff now. We can even make solar power, and I don't know if we have the battery technology yet. No. So we need to get going on blue science, but unfortunately there's still quite a few more steps we need in order to get there. So that'll be Possibly I'll make another episode before the live stream on Saturday, but we'll see. That'll be Friday would be the next episode, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.